Hello everybody, this is Shivam Rajput back again with a new video on a video series of CSI and HRF or sciences. This time we are going to cover atmospheric stability and instability, and this topic is very important. This is the most requested and the most difficult thing in atmospheric sciences. Okay, so believe me, we have lots of question, tons of question actually from this particular topic. Okay, and I got lots of requests, literally lots of requests. Okay, one more thing, this video is going entirely in English. Okay, basically I got lots of requests from the South Indian students, and they basically wants videos in English. So I will make videos from now entirely in English. I hope for North Indian also it will be beneficial. Okay, because of you guys only I started English, Hindi plus English. Now I am going to shift towards English only. Okay, this is my website actually. Here you can see lots of practice papers are there, numerical sections are there. This website is all about CSIR. We have only 3 months. All you need is lots of practice, lots of practice. So you can go through it. This website is very helpful. Here you will get 200 plus numericals, and see 70% of questions is based on part C. Here we have 3500 new questions. So please check this out. Now let's start our very first topic uh, about today's chapter, that is atmospheric stability and atmospheric instability. So first of all, we should know about what is a stable condition, what is a neutral condition, and what is unstable condition. So any air in the atmosphere is basically balanced by two forces. In the upward direction, we have a buoyancy force, which is generated due to pressure gradient, or which is generated due to density difference, you can say. And downward, we have a force called gravity. So everything in the atmosphere is basically in a hydrostatic equilibrium. Okay, that is basically pressure is equal to rho gh. Okay, that is your hydrostatic equation. So a parcel in a air, remember this is a parcel, I am talking about a parcel. A parcel which is in an ambient air is considered as unstable if it is warm, if its temperature is more than the surrounding. That means if it is less denser than the surrounding, then it will rise up. That is called unstable condition. So here you can see, if you just push either this side or this side, it will never return to this original position. That is called unstable condition. Then we have something called stable. That means if the parcel's temperature is less than the ambient air temperature, in that case the parcel is denser than the surrounding. That means that is cooler than the surrounding, so it will move down, and as it moves down it get compressed. So here you can see the size is decreasing, here the size is increasing. Why size is decreasing? Because as you move towards the mean sea level, the pressure will rise. We know that the maximum pressure is at mean sea level, that is 1 atm pressure, that is 1013 millibars pressure, right? So as you move down, the surrounding pressure, the overlying pressure will increase, and because of that pressure your size will decrease. You basically, that parcel will compress. Then the third one called neutral. If the parcel temperature and the air temperature is same, in that case that parcel will neither move up or nor move down. In that case you will simply remain at that position for a long period of time. So here it is a neutral. If you push in either direction, it will move certain, and then finally it will stop at the same horizontal or at the same elevation. But here if you push either this side or this side, it will again came back to this position. That is showing stability, that is showing sinking behavior, where uh, uh, here we have instability. Okay, so I hope this is easy to you. Now let's see what is adiabatic lapse and what is environmental lapse. So adiabatic lapse is basically how much a air parcel temperature will change when it is either lifted or when either it moves down or it sinks. So if there is a change in temperature, that is considered as uh, adiabatic lapse. Okay, now remember, this change in temperature is not due to surrounding. Okay, it's not due to exchange of temperature due to surrounding. It's basically temperature change because of pressure. Okay, you know ideal gas law, right? PV equal to nRT. We know that pressure is a function of temperature. So if pressure decreases, then temperature also change. If pressure decreases, basically this parcel will expand, and if there is a expansion, the molecules are wide apart now, so there is a less kinetic energy, and less the kinetic energy, less the temperature. So if pressure increases, temperature decreases. Okay, is this clear? Pressure increases, then if the pressure increases, temperature increases, and if the pressure decreases, temperature decreases. PV is equal to nRT. Okay, so P is directly proportional to T. So here you can see that as the parcel is going up, it is basically expanding. So now there is a more space between the particles. Okay, so if there is more space between the particles, that simply means now the kinetic energy will decrease, right? I will show you animation. Okay, in a case of environmental lapse rate, we have okay. Now moving to this, let's talk about adiabatic lapse rate and environmental lapse rate. Okay, now remember, any parcel will either move up or down. It's all because of density. Okay, if there is a less density than the ambient, then it will move up. If the density is more than the ambient, then it will move down. So buoyancy helps here to move up and down. What is buoyancy? Buoyancy is basically an upward force which acts on a body when the body is fully or partially submerged in a liquid. Okay, that is a buoyancy force. Now we have two things, adiabatic lapse or environmental lapse. Remember, in a case of adiabatic lapse, we talk about parcel. It's not a complete air. It's a parcel. Whether the parcel will move up or down, that is considered as adiabatic change. In a case of environmental, there is no such parcel. We are talking about basically ambient air, still air. It's not rising air, not sinking air. Okay. Now here in this case, there is a change of actual temperature. While in a case of adiabatic lapse rate, temperature changes because of pressure change. We know that ideal gas law PV is equal to nRT. So P is directly proportional to T. If pressure increases, temperature increases, and if pressure decreases, temperature decreases. So here we can see that this parcel is moving up. That means as it moves up, pressure will decrease at higher altitudes, and as the pressure will decrease, the internal pressure becomes dominant. In any parcel we have two types of pressure, no, one is internal pressure, one and another one is external pressure. So internal pressure will increase as it's move up, because external is decreasing. Here in this case, external is increasing and internal is the same. So after some point of time, the external is more than internal, and that's why it compresses. And because of that, now particles are come closer, so they vibrate more fastly, and more the kinetic energy, more the temperature. You know, the temperature is basically average kinetic energy of the molecule. I will show animation regarding the same. Now the adiabatic lapse rate is predictable, it is fixed, but this actual, the environmental lapse rate, actual normal lapse rate, whatever you can say, different names, ELR, normal lapse rate. Okay, so it varies with time of the day, location of the day, and various parameters also. We'll discuss one by one. So let's see this compression and expansion using some animations. So here we have animation. So here we have piston. Right now piston is fully expanded, and you can see that at this point of time the kinetic energy is less. But what happen if this this piston get compressed? In that case the kinetic energy will increase. Right now kinetic energy is less. Now see, it is compressing and now we have more kinetic energy. Think of it. Here we have more kinetic energy, right? Because there is a compression. So more the kinetic energy, more the temperature. The same thing will happen in the real uh, conditions. If there is a compression, temperature will increase. Why temperature will increase? Because here we can see that at this stage we have more kinetic energy, and at expanded state there is less kinetic energy. Less kinetic energy means less temperature. So now relate this with this one. Here we have compression. Compression means now there is more kinetic energy. So as air sinks, temperature will increase, and as air rises, temperature will decrease. Got it? Moving to next. So actually before discussing adiabatic, you should know what is diabatic. Diabatic means when energy get removed or added to the system. So basically this system is an open type of system. Okay, so it can gain energy, it can lose energy, even it can gain matter, it can lose matter. But in a case of adiabatic, there is neither addition of energy nor addition of matter. It's a kind of isolated. It's a close, but at the same time it's isolated type. Okay, there is no exchange of energy also. So remember, whenever there is a compression, air heats up. Whenever there is expansion, air cool down. Expansion say every particle will goes away from each other, so kinetic energy will decrease, and if the kinetic energy will decrease, temperature also decreases. I hope you are getting this. Okay. Now there are various ways to change the air temperature. So first of all, we can change the air temperature by radiation. So whenever we lose radiations, when basically we re-radiate back some wavelengths, temperature will fall down for that body. Okay, suppose there is a carbon dioxide or any black carbon aerosol in the atmosphere. It is continuously radiating wavelengths from its surface. So what happened to that aerosol? Its temperature will decrease, but surrounding temperature will increase. Now conduction. Through conduction also there is a change of temperature. Okay, suppose you are having an iron rod and it is connected to some insulator. Okay, in that case there is no flow of energy, so the temperature is there only. It can't get exposed to more metals. Okay, but at the same time agar that iron is connected to some metal body, the entire heat will pass through that metal, no? So the same heat is now exposed to the large area, so temperature will fall down. Then we have sensible heat. Sensible heat is basically a heat which you can sense using thermometer. Okay, so the same concept for that also. Mixing of warm and cold air. So by convection we know the warm air from the earth surface will move up, and there it get mixed with the cold air, and because of that there is a change in temperature. And the last one is changing of phase of water. Whenever there is a change of phase, remember either there is addition of energy or lose of energy. So when you are going from solid to liquid or liquid to gas, there is an addition of energy to that phase change. Yani solid, say if ice is turning into water, energy will gained by the water. If water is turned into gas, gas gains some energy. Similarly, if you turn back gas to the liquid, it loses energy. So during condensation, the water vapor loses energy, and that energy is very important. It is basically a fuel for our whole climatic system, whole climatic processes. And when this liquid turns into solid, again it loses some energy. That's the reason why the particles come closer to each other. There is now more stronger bond, less molecular space. Now here we can see there is a air parcel. Here we have two forces. In upward direction there is a buoyancy force which is generated because of density difference, which is generated because of pressure difference. And the downward direction we have gravitational force. So this is the static condition, and see this parcel is now neutral. It's a neutral kind of parcel. Okay, it is neither moving up nor moving down. That means the temperature of ambient air and the parcel is same. But what about this? Now here parcel is denser. That means the temperature of this parcel is more colder than the surrounding. And if there is more colder, that means there is more denser at the same time, right? So here it is start sinking down. Here in this case, it is having more temperature than the surrounding. So if the parcel is having more temperature, that means it is less denser. So it will move up. Got it or not? It's very easy. Now see how exactly these clouds will develop, how exactly the water vapor turns into liquid water or snow in the clouds. Let's see using this animation. So here we have clouds, sun. Okay, now we know that the entire ocean is made up of water. So basically each water is having two hydrogen and one oxygen, right? Now let's see. Because of this solar radiation, this water bonding, the hydrogen bonding is breaking over here. So one H2O molecule is moving up. Like this with this parcel. See, if a parcel is lifted away from the ocean surface, it consists of nitrogen, it is consisting of oxygen, it is consisting of CO2 as well as some amount of water molecule. So now you can see there are say 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, no, 7, total 7. So total 7 water molecule is there, and except water molecule we have nitrogen, we have oxygen which is together 99%, and some amount of carbon dioxide. It is everything is going up, so it is in the parcel. So this is ambient air and this is the parcel. This is a kind of adiabatic lifting. Okay, so as it moves up, it will expand, right? Now you can see that it can't sink down. Now what is the reason behind it? Here we can see that there are two parcels. It is having 7 water molecule and it is having more than 7 water molecule. So which one is heavy? The first question is, which one is heavy? This one or this one? Remember, in a case of parcels, if the parcel is more warm, that means it has more capacity to basically hold water vapor inside it. More warmer the parcel, more tendency to hold water vapor. And if there is more water vapor, that is more lighter also. Now why it is so? Because of molecular mass. Molecular mass of water molecule is less than nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. We'll see using animation. So you can see this is more lighter because it is having more water vapor inside it. It is having less water vapor. So it is more heavier. That's why it is moving faster. Now you can see the molecular masses. So we know PV is equal to nRT, and in this is the constant. Okay. Now think of it. We have different types of molecule. So here the molecular weight is 18. Hydrogen 1 for this one and 16 for oxygen. So total is 18. Now think of it. We have nitrogen which is 28. We have oxygen which is 32. For carbon dioxide it is 44. So amongst all major gases, this water vapor is less dense. And if a parcel is having more water vapor, that means that parcel is less dense. Here we can see here. This is having more water vapor. So that means it is less dense. And that's why it is lifting at a faster speed. And there is a question on this. Check out my first video, my first ever video on this channel. Okay, you will get such kind of concept in 2017 CSIR some. Yeah, there they asked which of the following gases are lighter. So basically we have to find molecular weight, and on the basis of that we have to get the answer. Yeah. So I hope this is clear to you. Now think of it. Both the parcel is moving up. Okay. With time, they reach a point where there is a condensation. Before that, there is an expansion. We know that. देखो ऐसा है. See, basically this parcel is moving up, right? And we know that as you move up, pressure will decrease. So the exterior pressure on this parcel will decrease, but the interior pressure will be the same. No. Okay, now since exterior pressure is decreasing, internal is the same, so with time it will expand. So I will give you a simple example. When you simply this thing, when you simply put a balloon, helium balloon in the atmosphere, what happens? It moves up because helium is less denser than nitrogen, than oxygen, any CO2 gas, any gas is nearby. So it will move up. As it moves up, slowly it expands. And there is a point when the expansion is so much that it crosses the limit, elastic limit of balloon. Okay. And at that point of time, the balloon will burst. Okay. So this is the concept. Over here also, there is no such balloon, but it will expand. The parcel is moving adiabatically up. So here there is no exchange of energy from surrounding. All is, as it moves up, it expands, and due to expansion, the kinetic energy of the molecules inside it will decrease, and because of that, there is a decrease of temperature. So as it moves up, see, you can see it is getting expanded, and it reaches a region where the temperature is so less, close to 0 degrees Celsius. Over there, if it further crosses this line, okay, the entire water molecule will turn into a gaseous to liquid state, or a gaseous to direct solid state through deposition process. So beyond that, see, it is turning into cloud. So this is your lifting condensation level, or level of condensation. So beyond that, it is turning into cloud. And all clouds requires a CCN, called cloud condensation nuclei. Okay, to form a cloud droplet or a water droplet. So like this, you can see now again all the water molecules are attaching using hydrogen bond. Remember, in a solid state, water has complete hydrogen bond. In liquid state, it has partial hydrogen bond. In a gaseous state, there is no hydrogen bond. But see, here right now it is turning from gas to liquid. So again there is a formation of hydrogen bond. See, now it is turning into cloud. And if there is a sufficient amount of this thing, water vapor coming from, from the earth's surface, it will turn into vertical clouds. I will discuss vertical clouds and how cirrus clouds will develop. It depends upon the kind of instability over there. And during this state, see, here what happened basically, beyond level of condensation, each gas turn into the liquid, right? So H2O gas is turning into H2O liquid, and during this point of time it releases latent heat. Latent heat is a kind of hidden heat, okay, and it releases enormous amount of latent heat, and because of that only in this video you can see it turns into red color depicts basically internal heating. So that internal heating is because of latent heat. It releases the latent heat into the cloud, and since there is a heat at a same height, there is a colder air. The ambient air is cold, but inside the cloud we have latent heat, and because of this latent heat, it is now less denser than the surrounding. Since there is a heat, no, there is a something which keeps the cloud warm inside. Okay, so because of that, it is further moving up, and it will turn into vertical elevation clouds. See, it is turning into vertical elevation clouds, like cumulonimbus over here, if sufficient energy is there. So it will turn into cumulonimbus. I hope this is clear to you. See, this is very important. Okay, I'm turning to next slide. Okay, now let's discuss in detail about environmental lapse rate. So it is also known as simple lapse rate, or normal lapse rate, yeah, environmental lapse rate. Sometimes it is considered as ELR. ELR means environmental lapse rate. Now the average value of environmental lapse rate in troposphere, I am talking about troposphere, is 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. And as you move up, there is a decrease of 6.5. So we consider here minus 6.5. Matlab, if the surface is having 20 degrees Celsius, and if you move up 1 kilometer, then it will turn into 13.5 degrees Celsius. That parcel will, not that parcel, the ambient temperature will become 13.5. And how to measure this environmental lapse rate? So we have a device called radiosonde, which consists of a thermal sensor. So basically that radio sonde is having a helium balloon, and that the base of that helium balloon is having a kind of a thermal sensor. As it moves up, it will measure temperature at each 100 meter or 500 meter or 1 kilometer, like this. So the average value of environmental lapse rate is nothing but minus 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. But remember, this is highly variable. This value will never be same throughout the day. Temporal variation is there, spatial variation is there. Okay, it depends upon radiation, convection, condensation. So there are various factors. We'll see one by one. For example, here during the daytime, the earth is very warm and the top of the atmosphere is relatively at a less temperature. So suppose the difference between this earth surface and this height is 1 kilometer. So you can see that there is a huge difference at this point temperature and at this point temperature. Here it is close to cooler, here it is hotter, right? So it's a daytime. During night time, the environmental lapse rate is now less because earth is cooled down, right? So during the night time, earth releases infrared radiation back to the atmosphere, back to the space, and because of that there is less temperature on the earth's surface. But what about the upper atmosphere? There is again a less temperature. So the difference between the earth surface temperature and the temperature at higher heights will be less. So here environmental lapse rate is less. Is this clear or not? Here 1 kilometer, for example, यहाँ देखो, here only 1 kilometer difference is say 10 degrees Celsius, but in night time it is 2 to 3 degrees Celsius only. Okay, for each 1000 meters we have 2 degree change. Here for each 1000 meters we have said 10 degree change. So it varies, it never be the same. And sometimes we have environmental lapse rate which is inverse of these two. In these two conditions we have simply positive lapse rate. Positive lapse rate is what? As you move up, temperature will decrease. That is called positive lapse rate. But here, as you move up, temperature is what? It's not decreasing. It's increasing actually. In these two cases, temperature is decreasing. While here, it's increasing. And increasing lapse rate means a negative lapse rate. It is called inversion of atmosphere. Okay. Inversion of atmosphere. So this example is inversion. Now, okay, let's see. The environmental lapse rate is what? 10 degrees Celsius. Sorry. It can vary. It can vary. I told you, no. It never be the same. It vary from 6.5. Sometimes it is 10. It is sometimes 12. But the average value is minus 6.5. Now, here we can see one thing. As the parcel is moving up, its volume is increasing. Its volume is increasing. And as the volume increases, we know temperature decreases. Here the fall of temperature is 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. And remember, this is parcel. So we can't apply ELR over here. For parcel, we always apply adiabatic changes. So whether it can be dry adiabatic change or whether it can be a wet adiabatic. It can't be ELR, it can't be a normal lapse rate because normal lapse rate is for ambient atmosphere. So here we can have ELR, but for parcel we always use either DLR or moist adiabatic lapse rate, that is MALR, or saturated adiabatic lapse rate, that is SALR. We'll discuss that also. So here we can see that for each 1000 meter there is a 10 degree difference. So 32 becomes 22 at 1000 meters. 22 becomes 12 degree at 2000 meters. Then it becomes 2 degrees Celsius at 3000 meters. So basically this is a dry adiabatic change. Dry adiabatic is around 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Okay, I will discuss why it is dry later. Right now, bas itna samjho, as you move up, there is a in expansion, and because of expansion there is a cooling, and as you move down, as the parcel will sink, it get compressed and it becomes warm. So why it is get compressed? Because pressure will increase towards the surface, and pressure here in this case pressure is decreasing as you move up. So now we can see that as you move up, mercury temperature is less, so there is a cold condition. As you move down, mercury temperature is showing warm conditions. So graph will be something like this. So warm condition in the low regions, and in the high regions we have cold conditions, high cold conditions. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's discuss about dry adiabatic rate, lapse rate, and moist adiabatic lapse rate or wet adiabatic lapse rate. It is also known as DALR or WLR. Okay, so let's see what is dry adiabatic. Now the value of or the rate of change of dry adiabatic lapse rate is 10 degrees Celsius. Here we can see that it's a 10 degree. It's a dry adiabatic lapse rate. Why it is considered as dry? Now consider this parcel is having water vapor, but the amount of water vapor in the parcel is very less. It's very less. Okay. So the difference between a dry adiabatic parcel or a wet adiabatic parcel is water vapor presence. In a wet adiabatic, we have saturated, we have more relative humidity, while in a dry adiabatic parcel, we have less relative humidity. Okay. Whenever we have dry adiabatic conditions, that simply shows stable environment. Yani a environment which is having less moisture in it. Okay, moisture is nothing but humidity. Okay, so now think of it. I told you as this parcel moves up somewhere here, as it reaches level of condensation, what happened to this? It turns into cloud. Okay, and cloud will form only if there is a condensation, and during condensation there is a release of heat inside a cloud, which makes cloud less denser than the nearby environment, than the ambient environment, right? So basically, because of less water vapor in a case of DALR, less water vapor is there, no? So there is less warming inside. And if there is less warming inside, that simply means that parcel is always heavier than the surrounding air because there is less warming. Less warming means it is heavier, no? Heavier means what? That is cooler. Less warming मतलब वो ठंडा होगा, right? Than the surrounding. So if it is cold, that means it is denser. Denser means it will sink. So a dry adiabatic parcel will shows stable atmosphere. Stable atmosphere means basically atmosphere in which any parcel is having less temperature than the surrounding. Okay, yani DLR should be having less temperature than the ELR. मतलब surrounding से ठंडा होगा, right? Now wet adiabatic lapse. So for a wet adiabatic, the rate of change is 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Again, it varies with the amount of water vapor. So suppose you have a parcel which is having more relative humidity, so it will release more latent heat once it reaches this level of condensation. So more heat is generated over there, no? So in that case, the rate will vary. It becomes sometimes 7 degrees Celsius per kilometer, sometimes 8 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So that's why it varies. It varies between 5 to 9 degree. Okay. And it depends upon the water vapor content in the parcel. Now wet adiabatic lapse rate gives us unstable condition because it is having more moisture. More moisture means more latent heat generated in the cloud. And if there is more latent heat generated, that means it is having now more temperature than the surrounding atmosphere. More temperature than the surrounding means it is now less denser than the surrounding. That means the particular cloud will develop in the vertical direction and it will turn into cumulonimbus clouds if a proper water vapor will given to that. Okay, so because there is a additional heat from inside, no, that is your latent heat, so that is considered as wet adiabatic. Why it is called wet adiabatic? Because of more relative humidity. And why it is having a small amount of this thing change than this? It is 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. And why it is 5? Think of it, it is exactly twice. Q. It's all because here we have additional heat inside. So because of that additional heat, the rate of change of temperature per unit kilometer is less. क्योंकि आप अंदर दे रहे हो हीट, यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग सम हीट, एक्स्ट्रा हीट. If the heat is not there, in that case also it is having more rate of change. Okay, now think of it. In reality, any parcel passes through two stages. So the first stage is your dry adiabatic change, and the next stage is your this wet adiabatic change. Wet adiabatic change is also considered as saturated adiabatic rate or a moist adiabatic lapse rate. Okay, now think of it. There is a parcel on the Earth's surface having 32 degrees Celsius. Okay, as it moves up, it will expands, and finally it reaches 1000 meter. See, this is in meter. So 1000 meter is somewhere here. Okay, so close to 1000 meter, you can see that the temperature is around 26.2 degrees Celsius. And from here, now cloud is developing. Let me tell you one thing, this 0 degree Celsius concept is for Earth's surface. Matlab, the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius at 1 atm pressure. But in the atmosphere, pressure varies, right? So as you move up, pressure will decrease. So for different pressure, the freezing point will be different. It never be 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, 0 degrees Celsius is simply at the Earth's surface. If you are at say 10,000 meters, the freezing point will be different. No. So now think of it from here. Suppose condensation start taking place. So till here to here, there is a dry adiabatic change that is 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So you can see basically this is surface and this is 1000 meter and the temperature difference is 32.2 to it becomes somewhere at 1000 it will be uh, 23 I guess here because this is 26. So at here we have 22.2 1000 meter per 10 degrees no 32 say 22.2. Okay, here we have lifting condensation level. Matlab from here cloud will develop and now there is a latent heat of condensation released inside the cloud which makes it less denser than the surrounding, so it will further move up. And here you can see there is a wet adiabatic change. Wet adiabatic change कैसे हुआ? Think of it. This is 1000 meter. This is 1800. Okay. So the difference is how much? It is around, here we have 22. This is 20. So somewhere here it is 2000 meters because it is 100 1800. So here we have 2000, right? So it is around 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer change. Okay, is this clear or not? This is 20. And one more thing, point to be noted, the parcel temperature is different than the surrounding temperature. This is your parcel temperature and this is your surrounding temperature. So surrounding temperature at each stage except surface is more than, see here it is 30.2 degrees Celsius, but in a parcel we have 29.2. So since it is having less temperature, so it will move down. But here it is moving up because of convergence of wind, because of some orographic lifting. There is some vertical force is required. So because of that vertical force, it is moving up. Okay. Here also you can see the temperature of surrounding is more than the partial temperature. So if there is no vertical force, in that case it will simply move down. So this is your stable condition. In stable condition, always remember the partial temperature is less than the surrounding. I hope this is clear to you, right? Now moving to the next. Okay, here we have 10 degree difference. You can literally see 32.2 to 23.1. So around 10 degrees Celsius difference. And then we have around 6 degrees Celsius difference, which is wet adiabatic change. Now stable air means what? We have a parcel. Stable air में क्या होता है? We have a parcel which is always having less temperature than the surrounding, and that's why everything is moving down. So there is no formation of clouds, there is no cloud formation above level of condensation, and that's why we have blue sky. So stability occurs when a rising parcel of air cools faster than the atmosphere. So if the rising parcel of air cools faster than the atmosphere, in that case it will become denser, so it will sink down. You can see literally, देखो यहाँ, at each stage the parcel temperature is less than the surrounding because it is cooling faster, so it will sink, no, so it will sink down. And if there is no sinking air, in that case we have anticyclonic condition, we have blue air, blue sky, calm days, no turbulence, nothing. So the stability means a rising parcel of air is now denser, so it sinks back to the lower layer, producing stable fair weather condition. This is fair weather, right? Now, in a case of atmospheric stability, parcel resist rising. So if there is a rising still in the atmosphere, this stable condition, that simply means there is some force that lifts the air. Okay, for lifting air, what we need? We need orographic lifting or frontal lifting or convergence of winds or localized heating. Okay, that I will discuss later. So if there is no vertical force, in that case the parcel will simply move down. Why it moves down? Because it is cooler, it is denser than the surrounding air, and yeah. So we'll see absolute stability case first, and then I will move to absolute instability. So in the case of absolute stability, there is what? No precipitation. If precipitation is there also, in that case it is very light or sometimes moderate. Okay. And we have clear sky, cloudless sky. If cloud will develop also, in that case it is layered. Okay, a cloud क्यों develop हो रहा है? Because of some vertical force. If there was no vertical force, there is no clouds at all. Okay, इसमें कभी भी we never have this vertical elevation clouds like cumulus clouds, like cumulonimbus clouds. It will never develop in atmospheric absolute stability case. Okay, now see this video, it will really help you. So what I told you is that in a stability condition we require certain force to lift the parcel. Okay, so here I am using helicopter. So this is your radio sonde. Radio sonde gives you ELR, environmental lapse rate. So there is a sensor attached to the radio sonde. Radio sonde is basically a helium balloon, and this sensor will give you temperature, vertical change of temperature at each 1000 meters. So here it is 26 degrees Celsius. At 2000 meter the temperature is 22. Matlab at each 1000 meter there is a change of temperature by 4 degrees Celsius. And I told you this environmental lapse rate is never be the same. Minus 6.5 degrees Celsius is a average value. It may vary. So here the environmental lapse rate is what? 4 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Okay, so at each kilometer we have 4 degrees change. Now this is stable atmosphere. Say in stable atmosphere, I told you the parcel temperature is always less than the surrounding. Now see, at Earth's surface the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Now it requires something to move up. That's why there is a helicopter. It never moves up on its own. So it requires some vertical force. Right now it is 20 degrees. See, here we at 1000 meter we have 26 for ELR. For DALR it is 20 degree only. 20 degree for parcel, it is less than the surrounding. See, and it is expanding too because of less pressure. Again at 2000 meter temperature of the parcel is less than the surrounding. Here it becomes 0 degree. So if you further moves up, if you further lifts up, it will turn into wet adiabatic change. Right now the change is dry adiabatic, and in this case if you remove the vertical upliftment force, it will simply move down because it is denser. So once helicopter, देख रहे हो ना, helicopter गया and it is simply moving down, suddenly going down. So this is a stable atmosphere, and in stable atmosphere there is no cloud क्योंकि this parcel is heavy. It will never move up. There is no formation of cloud, nothing at all. Okay, clear or not? If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. Okay, so what is absolute stability? Now we'll see this photo. Here our dry adiabatic change is 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Here weight adiabatic change is 6 degrees Celsius per kilometer. I told you weight can vary. In the previous photo it is 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Here it is 6. Why it is varying? It depends upon the amount of water vapor in the parcel. And the environmental lapse rate is 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Environment can also vary, right? Environmental lapse rate depends upon various things. Depends upon the temporal variability, spatial variability, all these things. Now think of it, here the uplifting force is basically frontal lifting. So we have a kind of front. This is basically a warm front. This is your cold air mass. And here we have warm air mass. We know that warm air mass is less denser than the cold air mass. That's why it is moving up. So the reason for vertical upliftment is what? Is your frontal lifting. In the previous animation we have a helicopter to pull it up. Here we have frontal lifting. Okay. Now as the parcel will move up at this frontal zone, it will slowly get expanded. So temperature will decrease. Now for first 2 kilometers, decrease of temperature is because of dry adiabatic change, dry adiabatic lapse rate. And we know that the dry adiabatic change is 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So at the Earth's surface, the parcel as well as the ambient temperature is having same values. Both are 20 degree. Okay. As it moves up, as the parcel moves up, temperature decreases by 10 degrees Celsius. So at 1000 meter, we have now what? Less temperature. So if there is no front at this point of time, it will simply move down. But since we have frontal lifting, it will further move up. And it becomes 0 degrees Celsius at 2000 meters. Think of it. Again 10 degree change. Okay. Now this point is called what? Lifting condensation level. So from here, the water vapor in the parcel will condense. And it will turn into snow and water simply. So from here now we have weight adiabatic change, and which is 6 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So 0 becomes -6 at 1000 meter rise, then it becomes -12, and then it becomes -18. Is this clear or not? So at any point, if you remove the vertical upliftment force, the entire parcel will move down. That's why here we can see the tendency is downwards. Okay. Now sometimes they simply ask the relation between ELR, WLR or DLR. So you can see that here dry adiabatic lapse rate is maximum, that is 10 degrees Celsius. Wet adiabatic lapse rate is 6 degrees Celsius, and environmental lapse rate is 5 degrees Celsius. So maximum is this one, then this one, then this one. Okay, here also we have a plot. You can see simply this is at my first, you can see this blue line. This is my 20, and here we have 0. So almost here कितने किलोमीटर का चेंज है? एक किलोमीटर पर देखो डिफरेंस. So this is 20. Here this line is what? 1000 meter line, right? This line is 1000 meter. So at each kilometer there is a 5 degree change. So this is 20, this is 10. That means somewhere in between we have 15 degrees Celsius. So 1 किलोमीटर ऊपर जाने पर temperature changes from 20 to 15. Okay, that means 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. यही तो हुआ different, right? Now see this animation. Okay, so at the Earth's surface, both the ambient temperature and the parcel temperature is having same values, 25 degrees Celsius. Now see, as it moves up, the parcel temperature will decrease, and it is always less than the surrounding. See this animation. So here we have stable, this is dry adiabatic change, and this is your wet adiabatic change. So as the parcel will rise up, the temperature will fall down, and it is always less than the ambient. Ambient is 23, the parcel temperature is 17.5. So it has tendency to sink. So that's why it is stable. Then finally we reach a condition where we have what? Wet adiabatic changes. Now it is above the LCL, so it will tends to form a strata type of clouds. Stratus clouds will develop in this case. It has tendency to sink again. Why? Because temperature is less than the surrounding. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay, clear? Any doubt till now? So this is absolute stability. See, this video will be longer, but this video is worth. If you complete this video now, believe me, you never leave any question based on this very concept. It's very important. Okay. Now instability. So in a case of instability, we have vertical clouds, storm clouds, thunder clouds. So if you are going outside and if you are looking clouds and you are having clouds in like this, that simply means there is a instability condition. There is a parcel somewhere close to you which is having more temperature than the surrounding, and that's why it is moving up and developing this much of clouds. Okay, so what instability means? Instability means when the parcel is having more temperature than the surrounding. And why it is having more temperature? Because there is more condensation is going on. Why there is more condensation? Because there is more relative humidity, there is more moisture in that very parcel, and because of that it is unstable. It is having less density than the surrounding, and it is moving up to form vertical clouds, and which cause thunders, which cause cyclonic conditions, all these things. So instability occurs when a air parcel cools down slowly than the ambient atmosphere. So your ambient atmosphere is cooling faster than the parcel, and that's why the parcel is always having more temperature. So in this case it not requires anything to lift it, okay, for a certain level. Now ये देखते हैं again. See, here the fall of environmental lapse rate is around I guess 11 degrees Celsius. Okay, so at here it is 11, and then it is again here, yeah, 11 degrees Celsius ka difference. So and now let's see for parcel. At Earth's surface, the parcel temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. So initially it requires something to lift it. Even if you lift this helicopter, no, देखो यहाँ से थोड़ा सा तो force चाहिए to rise this parcel. Once it reaches somewhere here, because at the Earth's surface the temperature of the parcel and the temperature of the environment is same, but somewhere here or here you can see it is 10 degrees Celsius, it is 8 degrees Celsius. So anyhow this is more warmer, so it will always move up. So if you remove this helicopter, no, it always staying moving up, it always moves up. See, it is moving up. There is no need of helicopter after a certain point of time. And if clouds will move up only, that means that there is an instability condition. Now see this video. So we have one ambient, that is 25 degree, and the parcel is having 25 degrees Celsius. Both are having same temperature on the Earth's surface. As it moves up with time, you can see the parcel's temperature will rise, will be more than the ambient temperature. See, it is 21.1, it is 22.4. So warmer than the surrounding. So that means there is a tendency to rise, and that's why it is unstable. So we have unstable conditions. So because of this unstable condition, it will develop into cumulus cloud or vertical elevated cloud, cumulonimbus clouds and all. It will turn into this. Okay. Now in a case of atmospheric instability, we have hot air. See, it behaves like a hot air balloon. In hot air balloon also, what we have? We have warm air inside the balloon, right? And that warm air is warmer than the surrounding. So basically that warm air inside a balloon is less denser than the surrounding, and that's why the hot air balloon will move up. Similarly, here also the parcel is warmer than the surrounding, and that's why it is moving up. So you can say that in this case, the environmental lapse rate is more, because the ambient temperature is having more fall of temperature than the parcel. So see, it is 12 degrees Celsius. Environmental lapse rate over here is 12 degree. Yani at each 1 kilometer change, there is a fall of 12 degree. So this is 40 and it is turning into 28. But what about these dry adiabatic and wet adiabatic? See, dry adiabatic is turning at 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer, while wet adiabatic is turning 6 degrees Celsius per kilometer. The maximum one is what? Environmental lapse rate. That means the fall of temperature in the surrounding is more than your dry adiabatic as well as wet adiabatic. And since the parcel is moving up and up, so it will turn into a towering cloud, and it will create unstable condition, thunders, full barrier storms, everything. So now here we have another example of lifting. In the previous example we have frontal lifting, here we have localized heating. And because of this localized heating, the parcel over here is much warmer than the surrounding. So it starts moving up, and at each level, see, this is 1000 meter, this is 2000 meter, this is 3000 meter. At each level, the parcel's temperature is more than the surrounding. It is 28 degrees Celsius, it is 30 degree. Here it is 16, here it is 20. So at each level, this parcel is warmer than the surrounding. See, here it is 2 degree warmer, 4 degree warmer, 10 degree warmer, and it will continuously more warmer than the surrounding. So it will move up and up. So there is a tendency upward direction. Okay, now in exams we have questions about the relation between ELR, DLR and WLR. So remember, here ELR is greater than DLR, and then DLR is greater than WLR, because it is 12, this is 10 and this is 6. Clear? Now we have the third one and the most difficult one, that is conditional instability. Okay, now what is conditional instability? So there is a condition. Here we have certain condition. Dekho, previously we discussed about stability case. Stability means what? Absolute stability means when the temperature of the parcel is less than the surrounding. Simple. So it will always sink down. In instability, in absolute instability, we have a parcel which is having more temperature than the surrounding, so it always move up. But in a conditional instability, we have both the things. We have stability, absolute stability for a certain level, and after level of condensation, it will turn into absolute instability. So the same parcel will move through both the conditions, both the previous condition. Okay. So conditional stability occurs when an air parcel cools faster than the atmosphere for certain height till level of condensation, and after that it cools slowly because of condensation, because of high condensation. Okay. So this is the most obvious thing. It is more common in the environment. अगर तुम बाहर देखोगे, it is very common, and because of that we have clear conditions on the lower levels, while we have turbulent conditions, unstable conditions, more clouds at the higher level. Okay, so let's see animation, then only you can understand. So I told you, no, here we have both the changes. For certain height till level of condensation, we have absolute stability condition. After this level of condensation, we have absolute instability condition. And why we have absolute instability? Because of latent heat of condensation. Now think of it. Here we have radio sonde which gives us ELR. So ELR is basically, see, this is 22, and after 1000 meter it becomes 13 degrees Celsius. That means the difference is around 9 degrees Celsius difference. Okay. Now think of it. Initially, the temperature of a parcel is having less value than the surrounding. See, this is 26, this is 25. And it is the condition of what? Absolute stability. We have always colder parcel in a case of absolute stability. See, now it reaches the level of condensation, and beyond that, see what happens. See, now at this stage, you can see it becomes 14. That means now it is having more temperature than the surrounding. And why it is turning into 14? Because of this enormous cloud, there is more latent heat of condensation inside this. And because of that, the temperature rises. And it is more than the surrounding now. Initially it is less than the surrounding. See, एक बार और देखो, initially it is less than the surrounding, less than the surrounding, here also less than the surrounding, but finally over here it becomes 14, and now it needs nothing because it is having more temperature than the surrounding, so it requires no helicopter at all. So it will move up and up, and see, finally it becomes 8 degrees Celsius. So here it reaches a condition which is neutral for it. That means now the temperature of the parcel and the temperature of the surrounding is same. So there is no further upward movement, no further upward movement. See, it will always remain there because it's a neutral condition. So now you can say that here ELR is in between DALR and MALR, right? See, again, think of it. It's very easy. See, initially both the temperatures are same. As you move up, temperature of surrounding is more than the parcel. So parcel is cooler. So it will move down. It will sink. It will sink till level of condensation. After level of condensation, see, after some point of time, see, now see, it is warmer. It is warmer. And why it takes so much of distance after level of condensation? To build more latent heat inside the cloud. So now air is warmer than the surrounding, so it has tendency to rise up, thus unstable. And this is your conditional instability. Clear? It's very easy. It's very easy. So below this level of condensation, we have tendency to move down. Above level of condensation, we have tendency to move up. And remember, point to be noted. Here the ELR is in between DLR and WLR. And the relation is like this. Maximum is dry adiabatic 10 degrees Celsius per kilometer. ELR is 9 degrees Celsius per kilometer and wet adiabatic is 6 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So write it down now. DLR is greater than ELR is greater than WLR. Okay. Clear? So in this way, any cloud will develop. इसी तरह से cloud develop होता है. Initially we have dry adiabatic change for few kilometers. Once it reaches the level of condensation, after that we have wet adiabatic change. And why there is a wet adiabatic change after this height? Because now moisture get condensed. Now that parcel is saturated. Why it is saturated? Because temperature is going down. And if temperature is going down, there is high relative humidity. Relative humidity is inversely proportional to temperature, right? So initially in this parcel, there is less relative humidity, but once it reaches over here, relative humidity get increased. Now it behaves like a wet adiabatic parcel. Okay, and that's why the change is 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Now, till now we uses different techniques, like we uses helicopters to lift the parcel. In reality, there are 4 ways to lift the air parcel. The first way is orographic lifting. Now suppose this is our Western Ghats. Actually, this is example of coast range which is in America. Okay. Now think like that. This is your Western Ghats. Here we have Arabian Sea. The air parcel is coming during the southwest monsoon time, and it is coming at a lower levels. When it hits the mountain, it has no weight. Okay, so it can't penetrate the mountains, right? So it will simply move up. As it moves up for few kilometers, it will move in the form of dry adiabatic change. Then it reaches a altitude where we have level of condensation, and from there is a development of clouds, and there it turns into wet adiabatic change. Okay, now once it rises up, so at that point of time it develops proper size clouds. There is more gravity now because it's now more heavy, and so finally we have precipitation in this side. So this is your windward area and this is leeward area. So when the parcel will fall down further this side, it undergoes only dry adiabatic change. ये photo देखो. Initially for few kilometers there is a dry adiabatic change. Okay, dry adiabatic change. From here we have level of condensation and it turns into wet adiabatic change. Okay, once it rises a proper height, it will now sufficiently heavy for precipitation. So we have now full precipitation in this side, and because of this full precipitation, there is no more water vapor left in this parcel. So entire water vapor is turned into the water and we have rainfall. So the remaining parcel is having nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. So it is without any water, and if the parcel is having less relative humidity, less moisture, that simply undergoes dry adiabatic change. So now it is heavy. No, I told you, no, if there is more water vapor in a parcel, that means that parcel is lighter. Since everything is precipitated over here, the entire parcel is now having only nitrogen, only oxygen and carbon dioxide, and which is heavy. So it undergoes dry adiabatic change this side. So it will now finally fall down, and we know as the parcel fall down it get compressed and the temperature rises. So basically a warm parcel is going down this side. So this is your rain shadow area, which is desertic, having desertic condition. Why it is desertic condition? Because the warm parcel is going down, right? Then there is another kind of lifting called frontal lifting. So fronts is what? Basically a point where dissimilar air masses meets. Both the air masses is having different kinds of moisture, different temperature, and when these two different parcel meets, parcel which is having warm temperature will move up because it is lighter, there is more buoyancy, and the parcel which is having cold air, it will move down, and it's because of less buoyancy. Okay, so this warm parcel will move up, and as it moves up it will again undergoes initially dry adiabatic change, and then it heats a level of condensation, and beyond that it turns into wet adiabatic change, and in this way it will develop a cloud. Now the type of cloud depends upon the kind of front. Here it's a cold front, that's why we have cumulonimbus clouds. In a case of warm fronts we have expanded clouds like stratus cloud, nimbus clouds, all these things are there. Okay, in the previous example there is a warm front. Then we have localized convective lifting. So suppose this area is heated more than the nearby area, because here we have something which is having less specific heat, so it warms faster than the surrounding, and as it warms faster it also warms the nearby air, and once the air nearby air will become warm, less dense, it will move up. As it moves up for few kilometers it undergoes dry adiabatic change, then it hits a level of condensation, and beyond that it will turn into wet adiabatic change, and finally clouds will develop. So in this way also there is a lifting. And then we have convergence of wind. So along the ITCZ we have convergence of easterlies, and because of that convergence we have lifting of air. Okay, so these are the four techniques through which there is a lifting of air. So I hope the entire stability and instability is completed now. If you have still any doubt, please feel free to ask. And if you really like the video, just hit a like button right now, please. Okay, hit a like button, share and subscribe my channel, and please do comment. क्या जाता है, कितना टाइम लगेगा? Okay. At last, this is my website. If you really want to crack CSIR, this is the time. You have only 3 months, believe me. Okay, and either right now और नहीं तो फिर नहीं होगा. 3,500 questions are there, 200 plus numericals are there. It's your time. So I hope you like the video. Please feel free to ask anything. Okay.